Hello everybody. What I'm going to show you here today is how to turn your Fios Quantum Gateway, also known as the G1100 router, into an access point. There's a couple of settings changes that needs to be done before you can make that happen, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Um, so what you're going to do, you're going to need to log into the router, um, and you're going to get into the settings page here where it says My Network. So you're going to click My Network. This area here is already highlighted in red for you. Then you're going to get to this information over here on the left where it says main, network status, network connections, and logout. You're going to select network connections, and then it's going to bring up this particular piece of information here. What we're going to go into right now is what it says broadband connection, Ethernet coax. You can either click this link or you could click the edit. It's going to both bring you to the same page. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do that now. So we're going to disable broadband connection. All right. We're going to apply the settings. It's going to bring you back to the network connections settings page. And we're going to go into home office. But before that, you can see where it says the status is disabled here. So we're going to click into network home office right now. It says network home office underlying devices. That's on the pretty much the LAN network. It's the 5 gigahertz, 2.4 gigahertz, Ethernet, and coax. Connection type is bridge. This is what the LAN bridge is. The LAN bridge itself is going to have a MAC address. You want to make a note of this MAC address because on your primary router, you're going to need to set a DHCP reservation or a static IP address for the Verizon router. This is so you can access the GUI, the user interface, after you've disabled DHCP on the Verizon router. So we're going to go into the settings here down the bottom. And as you can see, where it says IPv4 address, this is the current IP address to access the router. You're connected on the LAN side currently, and this is how you would access it when you're connected from the LAN side of the router. And this is the IP address that you use. But before we change anything, I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom here where it says IPv4 address distribution, DHCP server. We're going to disable that. All right, but let's go back up to the top first. So we're going to change this to a predetermined IP address that I've already decided I want to use to access the Verizon router once I disable DHCP. I'm going to enter that right now, and you should enter whatever information and whatever IP address you want to put there. But you may want to go ahead and do that, and then come back to this particular part of the video if you have not done so yet. It's going to be very important for you to get access to the router again once you are actually done with it. Done changing rather. All right, so I'm going to enter that right now. 10.0.2.99. Also, in the middle here, where it says home, home office network, and it gives you these broadband connection, which is unchecked, 5 gigahertz, 2.4 Ethernet, which is checked, but you can't uncheck it, and the coax is also checked. These are all part of the LAN bridge. The Ethernet, you only have 4 ports. That's a part of the LAN bridge as far as Ethernet is concerned. If we go here and check broadband connection, it's going to make the WAN Ethernet port that's on the router a part of the LAN bridge. So now you have 5 Ethernet ports as a part of the LAN instead of just 4. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and check that. I'm going to disable the DHCP server right now. Okay, so please note, if you have not made the reservation on your primary router, when you hook this router up, you would have to basically search through your DHCP range on your primary router to find what the Verizon router is so you could actually access it again. If you do it beforehand, then you shouldn't have a problem once you actually make the physical connections via Ethernet to your primary router. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this information, this new setting. But note, you will never get an update on this screen because I've already changed what the IP address is going to be to access this router. And you see up here, it's still showing the 192.168. That means it's changed already, but you will never get an updated screen to give you any more information. You're gonna have to reconnect to the router using the new IP address that you created. And I'm gonna show you that in a second. All right, so I've hooked up my router, my Verizon router, which I've now converted into an access point, to my main router with the static IP address that I predetermined that I wanted to use. All right, so I'm going to enter that right now into the address bar, and hopefully it should go to no problem. Okay, there it goes. Okay, so as you can see here in the address bar, I have the new IP address that I've assigned to the G1100, and this is assigned to the LAN bridge, so you can actually access the user interface. Now I'm going to go back in here, and I'm going to show you those settings again one more time. All right, network connections. As you can see here, it's no longer showing that broadband connection because we've made it a part of the network home office connection. I'm going to go in there and see what's going on with the settings. Here it's showing the underlying device, the underlying devices that are currently under the LAN bridge. And it's including the broadband connection, which is the Ethernet port. The WAN Ethernet port that's labeled WAN on the router. Now it's a part of the LAN. You have 5 Ethernet ports now you can actually use. It shows that the IPv4 address distribution, which is DHCP, has been disabled. So now your router, or the Verizon router rather, is now an access point. Your router is doing all DHCP requests, handling everything. And that's how you do it. You're going to basically hook it up from LAN to LAN. LAN, one of the Ethernet ports on the Verizon G1100 to the LAN of your router, and boom, that's it. You can still actually configure the wireless settings. You could change the name and so forth because you still have access to the user interface of the G1100.